What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on the amazing power of your spine. I'm a meditation coach and have guided hundreds of people on their meditation journeys. If you have any questions as to how to start, or even want a one-on-one session with me, either comment down below or message me on Instagram @VishVibes. Sadhguru is a yogi, mystic, and visionary who is enlightening the world. He has had a profound impact on the spiritual journey of the self. He has truly been that light in the darkness of this path. The self is truly grateful for his presence. Let us see what he has to say about the spine.
A natural upsurge of energy will happen. It activates the lumbar region of the spine in a tremendous way, strengthens the muscles along the spine. The sharpness of your intellect. You can see a difference happen just because you're doing a simple few things.
Wow. I'm loving these graphics too, by the way. Squatting.
Ultimately, whatever you wish to do in your life, how much clarity do you have is all there is, isn't it?
Yes.
About anything?
Clarity.
Yes, sir. If you don't have clarity, you will try to make it up with confidence. Confidence is a very poor substitute for clarity.
Facts.
It's like there's a busy highway, vehicles are moving at a fast pace. Your vision is not clear. You bring confidence. You can refer to your horoscope. You have a horoscope. You can refer to your horoscope and say, my horoscope says I live for 90 years, nothing is going to happen to me, and just cross. You may make it. Or use one of your slogans which will bring you confidence. You can say Jai Shri Ram, you can say Allahu Akbar, Hail Mary, whatever you want. Whatever works for you. Loudly shout the slogan and run across. It may work just by sheer chance or because of the compassion of some driver. But every day if you try it, we know where to pick you up.
Interesting.
One day you can make it with confidence. So confidence is not a substitute for clarity. If you want to do anything successfully, you must have clarity, isn't it?
Yes.
If clarity has to come, the most important thing is your spine should be in a certain condition. Because your perception is largely…
I want to fix the spine right now as he speaks because the self noticed that there was a bit of bending. I want to get that spine straightened, and let's continue. You should do it too.
handle there. The spine is not just a physical substance, it is a communication network, a serious communication network. If you lose it, or if it becomes insensitive, you don't know what you're losing. You're just losing something phenomenal. So it's not just a physical substance. It is the basis of communication that's happening in the system, isn't it? The spinal cord the spine is not just one single piece, it's many complex assembly. Every day it needs to stretch. If it telescopes into one into another, then the communication capability in the spine is hugely lost. So, this Yoga Namaskar, it activates the lumbar region of the spine in a tremendous way, strengthens the muscles along the spine, giving it a reinforcement so that as one ages, the collapsing of the spine, which causes pinching of the nerves, does not happen. And if already there's damage is setting in, the best way to regenerate your spine would be by doing Yoga Namaskar. It has all-round benefits for the entire body. Yoga Namaskar is a very simple and complete process by itself. A natural upsurge of energy will happen if you just keep your feet together and sit down in a squat. So the squat is best if you can put your feet together and squat, which most of you cannot do right now. Very few people can do. We don't want too much energy to happen, so the next best stance is to keep your feet in line with your shoulders, just the same width as your shoulders. You can do up to 21. 21 is a good number to do. If you cannot do that, start with 7.
21 is a special yogic number.
Slowly, every 2 days, 1 extra if you do. In about 40 days, you will be at 21, which is a good number to do. You will see.
40 days is also significant because it refers to a mandala. A mandala is essentially a cycle. And so usually with a lot of the practice that he suggests, he always recommends 40 days, and that's just a full cycle.
It will make a phenomenal difference in the way you function. If there is some way to gauge your intelligence, the sharpness of your intellect, you will see, you can see a difference happening. Just because you're doing a simple few things to relax and activate the spine.
Wow, I didn't know that the spine was that significant, and it's really cool to see how Sadhguru connects that with the yogic practices. To be honest, the Self has not been the most conscious when it comes down to posture. The mother will always recommend and emphasize how important the posture is, however, slouching and just having bad form was very common and is still to this day. So this video very much resonated with the Self and emphasized how important it is to have good posture and how important the spine is. It is interesting because Sadhguru did mention how people will have a pinching of the nerves, and as the spine sort of collides and collapses as people grow older, that is inevitable. However, by just doing these yogic practices where you're squatting and maybe doing certain postures with the hand, whether it's behind the head and so on, even doing a part of Upa Yoga, which the Self does as a pre-warm-up workout, is a beautiful thing because it really helps to release the energy that's stored in the joints, and also, like he says, unstack that. If you don't do that, then they become stacked and eventually lead to all those other issues. It's also important to understand how significant such a simple thing would be. As we're younger and let's say very healthy, we tend to overlook the most common and basic of things, and that includes the spine. When something happens to the spine, that is when we would realize how important and significant and crucial it is for the body. That is why we must start practicing gratitude and respect for every single thing that we have, and start loving what we have, not what we don't have, because then we will naturally become more conscious and take care of it better. Another added benefit would be having increased height. The Self has noticed, especially throughout the day when you're on the computer and slouching, you tend to get about 1/2 inch to 1 inch shorter, and so by having your spine nice and stretched, you're going to be more on the taller side, and now who doesn't want to be taller? It is also very nice to see how Sadhguru does talk about certain biological things and functions, and to keep this as a cautionary notice, we must all be open and receptive to what people are saying. However, understand that we should be looking more into it and experiencing it ourselves without blindly believing in something. So a lot of the time, Sadhguru has made certain scientific claims about certain things, and unless you've truly experienced the benefit yourself or done your research, it would be unconscious just to jump to the conclusion that it is true or it isn't true. And as he says in other videos, belief in general, whether it's strong belief or strong disbelief, they're essentially the same because it's conviction without knowing. Knowing can only happen through experience, and that is a spiritual practice. Thank you so much for watching this response to Sadhguru's video on the importance of the spine. Take this joyfully, stay conscious, and make it a great day.